Oh my goodness. Well, I'm on my way to work and I got a project when I get home tonight, so I need to get that thing cleaned up. My bench is a mess. Too many projects. Theory of the flat spot, you know. Just gets laid down. Alright. Check in later. Well, doesn't that look a whole bunch better? Alright. Only got a project, like I said, so let's get started. This is what I got so far. I've been working on a pattern, and that's basically what I'm going to start out with. Laid that on the piece of leather I have and cut me out a piece. There's a scrap there that is going to work just perfect, so next thing to do is to get this laid on there like I want, trace it out. Okay, got that done. Time to get cutting. Okay. Just like that. Well, I couldn't find my sponge, so I don't know where it went. So I just dampened the cloth here and dampen this leather a little bit. And I'm going to edge this one all the way around. So just soften it up a little bit. Alright. Just like that. Just knocks that top corner off. Well, I guess I haven't said what I'm actually doing. Been working on an idea for a little bit. And I'll give credit where credit is due. There's a lot of leather crafters out there, professional leather workers that have been kind enough to share their skills on YouTube, and I've been picking them up over the past year, I guess. And anyway, I've been working on a horizontal, or a horizontal carry, and for this knife here, Big Woody, Chris Killinger made this knife for me, and old Killer, he did a good job. So anyway, I've been kind of interested in how to make a horizontal carry for this thing, and stole a few ideas, and I'll mention those people that have shared their craft with me, and a little later in the video I'll probably post them down below, you know. So anyway, gonna work at this and just kind of show you the progress as I go along. I won't bore you with all the details. Okay, well, I dampened this leather a little bit more and put the knife in there and formed it around there, and I decided I'd made this just about I don't know, half an inch too long, and I'm going to do some double stitching down here and stuff and stitch across the corner, and it was just too much for what I had in mind. So I went ahead and cut that off, bam. And what I'm going to do is I'll welt this. I'll put a heavy welt in the bottom and slightly thinner welt coming up the side, kind of form it to the knife. And I just felt that it was a little bit too much, so I went in and trimmed it a little bit off. Kind of thought that when I was building the pattern, but I went ahead and fit the knife in here. As you can see, there's plenty of room there, and I'm going to bury this knife in the sheath just a little bit further than what I did on this dangler. And as you can see, I straightened the edges out straight on down here. I'm going to be putting some straps on here for hooking it to your belt, and I just thought it looked better in that configuration. So anyway, just getting started, having a look, kind of making some adjustments here, and so far I'm liking it. It's coming around pretty nice. So anyway, you can see I buried that almost up to the lanyard tube, but I'm not going to put a strap on this to hold the knife in. I want it to form fit, and I thought if I buried it a little bit deeper, it'd do a better job for me. As you can see, this dangler sheath that I made, you know, it sets up a little bit higher, but you know what? It's carried like that, and it don't come out. So it's probably overkill on this, but I just want to be safe. I don't want to lose my pride and joy here. Love this knife. Anyway, so we'll move on to the next step. The other thing that I did is I made that adjustment to my pattern too, because I'll probably be making some more of these. I know I've already had some interest in somebody wanting one of these, so this is kind of my prototype. We'll see what it turns out like and what kind of modifications we have to make from there. But anyway, that's the basic pattern right there. It's just a beer box or a soda box divider thing. So anyway, all right, made that adjustment. So move on. Okay, just running a little stitch groove around here, and it's going to be decorative up towards the top. So I will end the stitching down lower, but run the groove all the way around. Get back up here. Like so. Right, well, this is what I got so far. Let's see. I beveled the edge on the inside of this here, and I got a little gum on here to slick this out, burnish the edge, and got my welt cut. I used the skive tool to skive this edge down on the welt, because I'm going to taper the top down on the sheath so it folds tight here at the top. And that's about what I got going on now. I'm going to put some adhesive in here and put this welt in next, I think, and start punching some stitch holes. So stick around. Okay, well, that's what I got so far. I've got the welt glued in one side and a little adhesive on these surfaces, and just waiting for them to set up. We'll fold that over and get things lined up and get it clamped down and keep moving forward. Right, well, this is where I'm at now. Just starting to get it stitched up. Got it locked up here in this little stitching pony, and I'm stitching away, so I'll show you what's happening here in a minute. Alright, well, I got my straps cut. I don't have a strap cutter yet, so I just do it old school way. Use a straight edge. Got that little wheel cutter that's working awesome, so the only thing I have to watch out for is it wants to travel a little bit, so I usually get some help and have somebody hold that straight edge down on one end while I hold the other, and just run it over once with that cutting wheel, and it just cuts it nice and clean. So anyway, got those straps cut and move on to the next thing. Check it out. Okay, well, this is what I've accomplished so far. I did get this first bit of stitching done, and pretty pleased with that. Things are moving along just fine. So, and I think what I'm going to do now is, this is, like I said, going to be a vertical carry, so it's going to have some snaps and some strapping that goes around. So actually I have that backwards. So anyway, I'm just going to fasten this strapping with this one row of stitching, because I need to leave a tail on there for the snap, and I don't want to pin it down and have that right up, so see how that works out. Anyway, like I said, this is my prototype on this, and so far so good. I'm really pleased with how it's rolling along here. So anyway, wet formed that thing last night and doing good. Very happy with it, so it's gonna be a nice tight fit like I was planning. Alright, moving forward. Okay, well, I've got all my straps cut to length and got my little decorative groove cut in there, all of them. The only thing I'll do now is I'll bob off the corners and get that done. So see what that looks like. Stick around. Well, I guess one thing I needed to do is I'm going to go ahead and bevel these edges. And just a little tip, I found, especially with these straps, you know, little stuff that bends around and stuff, if you put it up against something like that, kind of keep it straight, it helps out a whole bunch, and so you're able to keep pressure against it and it doesn't wander around. So made my life a bunch easier, so if you give that a try, I think it'll be helpful. You just hold the board down or whatever you have, and you're able to push down and push against it, and just makes a nice clean cut. So found that's helped me a lot. Alright, well, continue on. Alright, well, got my second set of stitch holes put in. Starting to lay out my strap. Got the holes put in there where I'm going to stitch it down, and actually it goes on that way. It's going to wrap around, snap there, bam, trim that strap. And what I'm doing now, since I won't be able to get to this once I stitch these straps on, I'm going to true this up a little bit and use my burnishing tool and slick up this edge. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just got a little flat surface here, and just going to true that up. Got a little low spot there, and bring it on around the edge there. So that's what I got going on right now. Stick around. Okay, got that slicked up, sanded flat. Put some gum coat on that and get it burnished. All right. Well, I think a couple of times now I've mentioned gum, and all it is, it's tragicant, and gum tragicant, and I use this EcoFlow stuff, and I just apply it on there with a, you know, you can do it with a dauber or whatever. I just use a Q-tip, just a cotton swab here, and you apply it to the edge, and you let it set up a little bit, and you take your burnishing tool and you just slick up the edge here, and it makes it nice and smooth and even, and gives it just an awesome finish. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do that to this, finish up this. I've already worked on this the first time before I stitched it together, because that's tough to get at. I'm going to do the straps and get that slicked up nice. So stick around. You know, just working on that just a couple of minutes, you know, and that's what you get. Just get a nice finished edge. Now you can put some stain on this. You can put an edge coat on it that of different colors, and then you can slick it up, burnish it, and looks good. I'm kind of going for the natural look on this one. So anyway, that's what it looks like. Earplugs. Alright, got one strap on and doing the next one. This will go on like that. Got my stitch holes, grooves going around like that. Man, so far so good. Right, well that's what I've got so far. So pretty pleased with it. Things are coming together pretty nice. So slide your belt. You know how it works. Anyway, not bad. Looking good. Hang in there. Right. Well, that's what I've gotten done so far. And get it all stitched up. Got my straps on. That's the front side. Made it like that, and I included a belt carry option with it. So it's just a strap I doubled over, put some rivets in, so you can carry it on your belt vertically or horizontally. And all you have to do to take this off is just open that up, slide it off. So that's kind of how that works. I think it turned out pretty good. I'll get some finish on that. It's good. Pretty happy with it. Coming around. Alright, well, that's about it. I don't know, I might show you. Got a few edges to slick up on this thing, and that's about it. It's about done. So, it was a fun project. Alright, well, keep on bushcrafting. Over and out. Alright, well, that's what we ended up with. One thing I decided to do is I changed out this strap. These straps here, they're 3/4 of an inch wide. This was a 3/4 of an inch wide strap, and I just didn't. I made one, I put it on there. I just didn't care for it. I made this one a full inch wide, and I think it looks better, and I think it's going to function better too. So, you know, like I said, that's how that thing works. And if you just want to carry it on your belt as a horizontal carry, then that's how it fastens on your belt. You just loop it around your belt. Belt goes in there, and there you have it. So quick detach, just slide it off your belt. If you want to carry it as a high belt carry, then you just strap that on. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. The one thing that I'm probably going to work on with my next model is that I'm going to try to figure out where to put a fire steel loop on this. For anybody that might want one, I might build one for myself and try it out, but I don't know if you have any ideas. I'd like to make the fire steel permanent to the sheath, so if you didn't have this back strap on, you still had your fire steel. I may just stitch in a welt next time I stitch one up and put a fire steel loop in the welt here, and may have the fire steel down here if it will fit, but we'll see. Anyway, that's what I ended up with. I just put a little neat's foot oil on it and got the first little coat on there, and turned out good. Very happy with it. Just like that. Alright. Well, you guys keep on bushcrafting and have fun. Over and out.